rubber's hitting the road. I mean, we've known this already. I want to talk about what I did today because I think it's very important to take note of. I did a showing today. It was another one of Mike Lyons' showings that he requested I would do. Same people that wanted to see the bank-owned home back in early August. So on my very first days in real estate, I showed them a bank-owned home. On top of that, I met with a for sale by owner on Saturday. I already talked about him. We're negotiating in commission right now. I sent him an email earlier this afternoon and he has not responded. This is so crucial. It is so crucial that I follow up with him, but not just follow up. I need to be particular with how I follow up with him. I don't have my phone on me. I can read you guys the text that I've been sending to him because I think it's going to be helpful giving out some context. And this is going to have some long-term consequences if I follow through well. In a good way. Good consequences. Hi, Name. I greatly appreciate you touring me around your home. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm excited for you and your wife as you both start a new journey together. So essentially, I developed a CMA report for them. And I basically came out and I said, there's two options you can do. One of them is that you can keep the price at $319,000 and you work with me as an agent, which you will net more money if you do. Or B, you relist the home by yourself for $305,000. And after I said that, he said, what is the percentage fee you would want to charge? I said, Name, the commission's negotiable between us, but I think it's important to keep in mind that when working with a trusted agent, we can both agree that it's important for them to be a strong negotiator on your behalf. And then I also said at the very end, with that said, what percentage are you thinking of? I'm open to all suggestions. So he's just focused on price, okay? And I need to do a good job with trying to explain to him why my value is worth 3%, for example. Now, if I feel like it's starting to slip away and I really can't seem to find a way to pivot around that, then we're just going to have to settle with whatever numbers necessary just because I need to get a listing. Like, this is so important for me. I need to help these people. They can't just be selling the home on their own and have it sit for as long as it can and versus if they're working with me, right? So both teams would benefit if we got anything signed. Okay, I don't want to go 1%. That's too low. But 2% with no buyer commissions, I'm cool with, because again, it gives me experience and I'll make some money on the side. Some money on the side, that's like my main money, right? So can't be too upset about it. I think that was just extremely important to talk about because it is the most important part of my day. I went door dashing again today. I made about $80 this weekend. I need to make more money. Probably about double the amount, honestly. If I can make $160 a week, that would be great because then I would have more than my car payment. Because right now my budget's just not looking good enough. I mean, I'm going to have no money by December. Like, November is really the time where I'm going to be completely out of money. I'm going to have to come up with something, right? So I'm going to have to come up with several thousands of dollars to be able to figure out what the plan is for the rest of the lease term. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not feeling too stressed about it because I'm making revenue in a multitude of ways. My brother's helping me, and I'm going to figure something out, okay? I think there's going to have to come to a time where I'm going to have to start looking at either business grants or credit cards, honestly, which I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to need some liquid cash here soon. And if I can somehow get a credit card that's linked to my business, not my personal account, then I'll be better off because then it wouldn't affect my personal stuff. It would only affect my business. But with that said, I mean, I'm going to have to save up a lot of money. I mean, it is what it is. I'm really going to have to get a better credit card. I'm really going to have to get some loans or get some business grants if possible. Find any way I can to get stuff without having to work a full-time job. And if I do have to work a full-time job, it's probably going to be something like DoorDash where I can control my hours to a degree. I cannot work a job that's from a 9 to 5. I can't do it just because I can't meet up with people. I can't do showings. I can't be doing a lot of things. I can't be doing my prospecting if I cannot have that morning part of my day. And I can't time block properly. Social media, on the other hand, I still can do. But even then, that's going to get a little bit more difficult. See what I mean? So, just saying. I think next week's going to be important. Tomorrow, I'm going to be reaching out to more for sale by owners, more expired listings. I'm going to be making a video. I don't know if it's going to be me sitting down or me going out and looking at a home. It's likely going to be a home tour video. And I'm going to upload 5 days a week. Okay? I got Market Monday tomorrow, but I need to upload 5 days a week. I've been roughly uploading around 2 to 3 days a week, which isn't good enough. That's just not good, because my total views for the last 30 days have been going down. It used to be around 20,000, and now it's down to like 13 or 14,000, which just means that my content needs to not only improve, but I also need to be more consistent, right? I really do need to make videos or make posts that are going to be more exposable to people. Like, it's going to increase my exposure, because right now my exposure is very small. I don't have too many people looking at my social media, but that's because I'm making content that doesn't blow up, right? So I need to make more content that people locally are going to be able to see more often. So just writing stuff down. I mean, what is it looking like? First thing I really need to put in my priority list is a money plan. Money plan. How am I going to save money? How am I going to make money? DoorDash, graphic design, my twin brother helping me, credit cards if needed, all that stuff. Okay, so that's going to be number one. That's my priority. Number two is going to be prospecting. Prospecting for FSBOs and expireds. Very important that I do this. Number three is going to be marketing. So that's going to be social media and open houses, which I did not host an open house. I will find 2 open houses I can host this weekend, and see how that goes. But yeah, I need to save money. I mean, that's just so important that, I didn't think I'd be running this low on money this early on in my journey, but here we are. We're going to figure something out. That's just how I'm looking at this whole situation as far as trying to save money, because let's be honest, if I can survive just this year, whether that be credit card payments or anything, I need to get into debt to get rich. This is, wow. So back in 2023, when I wanted to get into real estate investing and when I discovered real estate in general, I got really into Robert Kiyosaki. You guys know who he is. Rich Dad, Poor Dad creator. He's a grifter, guru. He's kind of a sketchy investment person. He has some good advice for sure, but some of the stuff I just don't trust him on. But I will say this. He's a lot different than Dave Ramsey, because Dave Ramsey's always like, avoid all debt at all costs. You don't want to live in debt. Debt is what makes you poor. Robert Kiyosaki says there's good debt and there's bad debt. And you need to use debt to get rich through leverage, right? I think both are right in their own respectable way. I will say, when it comes to my circumstance, if I can just survive this year or even 2 years, if I have to put myself in debt to get there, but I know that the return I'm going to be getting on my time and effort is going to be good over time, then I need to make that risk. You know what I mean? So I think it's extremely important for me to look into getting credit cards and trying to get liquid in my money and trying to get loans, small business loans, for example. I just think that's going to be so crucial. If I just want to survive, if I need to get on that stuff, or even, hell, get on food stamps, like apply for welfare. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things I could be doing. Because groceries is huge. I mean, there's so many things I can do to save money. I just need to find those, genuinely. And if I need to get on, like, for example, food stamps, or I need to get on, welfare, for example, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to have to just get to that point until I don't need it anymore. But I need to find a way to get through that. And I think I will. I'm already doing pretty good right now, but again, there's more I could be doing there. So, great stuff. Great day. We're going to have a better day tomorrow, I think. We're going to do a lot more prospecting. The most important thing I need to do is I need to follow up with that gentleman that I met on Saturday. I need to call him and I need to ask, hey, I'm just going to call him Bob. Hey, Bob, we had that email I sent you over. I'm just waiting on a response. Is there a concern you have? I know you said that commission was a concern for you. Is there any way I might be able to alleviate those concerns for you? And if he says, 2%, I'm going to say, if he says 2% and then he'd work with me, I'd have to say yes. Because at that point, I'm just wasting time, and I don't have the negotiation skills to be able to actually go through with that and not afford to get a listing. So that's why it's so important I call him tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and handle that tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it goes. You guys have a great rest of your day. Sleep well, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.